The second video in the percentages unit is going to look at how we express quantities as percentages. Now, if you're wondering what this type of topic is looking at, the classic example here is with test mark scores. So if you get, say, 30 out of 50, how do I work that out as a percentage? And this is how you're going to do it. Now, there's one key thing you have to remember here, and that's the way that you structure and you set out your answer, okay? And the first thing is to write as a fraction. So when I say write as a fraction, if we use the example I just said, 30 out of 50, you're going to write 30 over 50. That means you had 30 out of 50. Now the next thing, if you typed 30 over 50 into your calculator, your answer will come up as either a fraction or a decimal. Now to convert a decimal into a percentage is quite easy to do. All you do is times by 100. So the first thing we're going to do is write as a fraction, and then to change that into a percentage for ourselves, we're going to times it by 100. The first question we'll look at then, the green question, write 25 out of 50 as a percentage. Now, some of you may be to already say that that's 50% because it's half marks. I'm going to show you a method whereby if you're working with more difficult numbers, you're still going to be to work out the percentage. So first step, write as a fraction. So 25 over 50, and then the next step to change it into a percentage times by 100. When you're times in this is a key point, the 100 is a numerator, okay? You could actually write 100 as 100 over 1. Any number in the world can be written over 1, and it won't change. When we multiplied fractions, then we did the top times the top and the bottom times the bottom. So this 100 is a numerator. So we're doing 25 times 100, which is 2,500, and 50 times by 1 is just 50. So the bottom number always stays exactly as it is. Now, this is just a little way to make the question easier for yourself, really. 2,500 divided by 50, that's essentially what that means. You can actually cancel zeros. So what I mean by that, you can cancel one from the top with one from the bottom. I'm not cheating. What I'm actually doing is I'm making the top 10 times smaller and the bottom 10 times smaller. It's important though that you recognise you can only cancel them in pairs. So it has to be one from the top with one from the bottom. If you can't do that, then you can't do your cancelling. So that changes our new sum into 250 divided by 5. At this point, you could do the bus stop method if you wanted. I'm going to tell you that the answer is 50%. Amber then, write 30 out of 40 as a percentage. Slightly harder to recognise what this is. But you could recognise that 30 out of 40 is the same as 3/4, so it should come out as 75%. Same thing, 30 over 40 times by 100, following our little steps. 30 times 100 is 3,000. 40 times 1 is just the same as 40, so 3,000 over 40. Cancel 1 0 from the top with 1 0 from the bottom. 300 divided by 4, bus stop here if you're not sure, is going to give you the answer of 75%. Hardest one then, write 42 out of 70 as a percentage. This one now, you probably are going to struggle to work out what the answer is going to be without going through the method. So this is where it really comes in handy to have this method. Same thing, 42 over 70 times 100. 42 times 100, nice and easy to do. 4,200 over 70. 0 with a 0 from the bottom changes that into your new sum. You don't have to do this 4,200 divided by 70. You don't have to cancel it, but it does make it a lot easier because rather than dividing by a double-digit number, like 70, you're only dividing by a single-digit number, which is 7. So I would advise you to do it. It just makes it easier for yourself. Bus stop again if you want. 420 divided by 7 is going to give you the answer of 60%. So when you want to express quantities or put two numbers into a percentage, one of the other, then all you need to remember really is you fraction first of all, times it by 100, and once you get to that stage, it's just a case of following through the steps.